Hello, Sagittarius. First of all, happy birthday. Your season is coming. I'm very excited for it. I think everybody is after this quite intense Scorpio season. And yeah, Mercury is going to come out of retrograde. And Jupiter is moving on to Capricorn. So it's going to be quite a big month of changes for all of us. Now, let's see what's going on for you, Sagittarius. I hope you are well. As you know, this is going to be a general reading. If it resonates, it resonates. And if it doesn't, then it's just not your reading. So you have the Magician as your current energy. Nice. Have the Ten of Pentacles as your challenge. You have the Eight of Swords as your focus. So yeah, this is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising signs. I hope I mentioned that. Okay, I have Strength as your advice. Sorry about this. There we go. And one more card, please, for... Okay, Five of Pentacles as your future energy. Bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers as your underlying energy, as your theme. And the Lovers and the Magicians did come in reverse. I don't usually read reversals, but yeah. It's simply a hint to look at what can be out of balance with these energies, right? With the Lover's energy, with the Magician energy. Anyway, I'm going to pull out the clarifiers for this before we go deeper into this story. But yeah, the Lovers in reverse talks about, well, the Lovers in general talks about these, like, where are we taking our decisions from? Are we taking our decisions from our heart space? Like really from our heart space, from understanding, like having the greater good in mind, but not the greater good that comes from logic, but more from, it comes from love. And love is not selfish, love is not possessive, love, it just is. When I love someone, I don't need to, I mean, like, yeah, of course, there's also the lower mind and the ego and all that going on in there. But I think that's what needs to be paid attention right now. When we're taking the decisions that we're taking, are they coming really from a place of love, or are they coming from a place of fear, from a place of logic, simple logic that, okay, this is how people should do, this is how it, I don't know, the research says, and so on and so on. All right, let's clarify these cards first. So we have the Ten of Swords with the Magician. I think you had this Ten of Swords the past 3 months, Sagittarius. Yeah, I think so. I'm actually gonna check out what was your last month reading, because I'm curious now. But I think you had a Ten of Swords. Alright, so you have the Nine of Cups as your challenge to go along with the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Six of Cups with the Eight of Swords as your focus. You have the King of Pentacles with Strength as your advice. And you have the Knight of Swords with the Five of Pentacles as your, like, yeah, where is this going, really? And there you go, we have the Sun. And this one showed up as well. I just saw it, so I feel it's relevant in a sense. Anyway. Okay, this reading's definitely not going to resonate with everybody, but I feel like it has a lot to do with revealing something, showing something that we are not used to show, or it's been like lying in the back of your psyche, lying somewhere in the darkness, in the shadow, something that you're afraid at. If this comes out, then if I show this part of myself, if you're even aware of it, by the way, then you won't love me anymore, or I won't be lovable. If anyone would see this part of me, they would pull back, pull away from me. And obviously there's fear coming along with this, but yeah, the sun does talk about bringing something up to the light and coming back to innocence. Coming back to that place of pure, deep innocence, like childlike heart. And then you can make your decisions regarding your relationships, regarding your life direction, or anything in general, from a place of knowing that you're safe, knowing that whatever happens to you, whatever happens in your life, whatever happens in your relationships, you are safe. Because other people's reaction to who you are does not define who you are. And also what you're showing, what we're like allowing to come out from the dark places, from when I mean dark places, I mean like places unknown, really, or unshown, not necessarily dark in the sense of evil. It's a concept that anyway doesn't really fit much in tarot, by the way. So yeah, the sun is joy, the sun is happiness, the sun is like really unburdened. Look at this child, is naked and is protected by the sun. He is safe, or she, whatever, this kid is safe. And these two lovers are also naked. And here you like the child is like riding this horse, which means movement and like fast moving energy, and he's like really watched over by the sun, and the lovers here are watched over by this angel, which I heard it said that it's Raphael, the healing God's healer or something like that. Anyway, I'm not very much into putting it in that sense, like in that type of interpretation. What I'm more interested to convey here is that you are safe. Allow yourself to be revealed. Allow your inner child to come out and play here and show itself. Show your silly side, Sagittarius. You have a really cute silly side when it comes out. It can be so playful, it can be so fun, it can be so childlike. Not necessarily childish, you don't need to be childish to come from a place of innocence and love. But it can be childlike. That feeling that you're watched over, and that the world is your playground, really. Okay. So we have the Magician with the 10 of Swords, so 1 and 10. And the Magician, again, it was in reverse initially. It's just a hint to look a little bit like at the dark side of the Magician, which is the trickster. The Magician can be a little bit, can manipulate, right? The Magician, by his archetype, he's manipulating energy. He's manipulating, like he has all these aces on the table, all the elements, and he knows that as above, so below, as within, so without. He knows how to work with the energy. But if the darker side of by the way, it was Mercury retrograde. This is Mercury energy. The darker side of the Magician is that it can the manipulative part, but in a more negative way, when you were just trying to not accept our reality and just pull the strings around, manipulate people, manipulate my like always wearing a mask and constantly editing. Yeah, that's the thing that shows up again, that you may be trying to wear a mask and not show yourself as you really are. That's why the sun comes here as the underlying energy. But this is your process, you're coming out. And obviously with the Ten of Swords, like the mask that the magician's been pulling is called to is retiring. That persona that's been you've been cultivating for a while, where you're trying to show the world how your what comes from your super ego, from your higher from your ethical mind and so on, just the moral side of you. And Sag, like, you are fantastic, and but you can get into that type of like preaching energy and holier than thou. um and that is like cultivating this image sometimes of the perfect human, idealistic. Out of the signs, you're one of the most idealistic ones. You have Jupiter in your as your ruler, and that's all about expansion and higher mind. So it can get quite intense. Having the magician here, it's actually coming back also, like being Mercury energy. It's coming back also into this earthly mind and looking at what doesn't serve you anymore. The Ten of Swords is something that doesn't serve you is leaving you. And I really think it's that mask that you're trying to you're using it as a shield, really, as a defense mechanism to hide something that you're terrified of. And from what I see here, it's really fear of rejection. It's fear of maybe you're wearing this mask that you don't really care, that you're like, you're so easygoing and so cool, and relationships, about your job or anything, like, yeah, I don't care, I have my thing anyway. I'm so I don't know, so self-reliant and so on. And it's this is current energy, so you probably, if you resonate with this reading, you should already feel this, right? Challenge the Ten of Pentacles to the Nine of Cups. Ten of Pentacles. Maybe you find it really challenging to actually see your dreams come true, to really see yourself in this place of joy and happiness and fulfillment, with wish fulfillment and a life that's abundant and that is in harmony with honoring yourself and honoring others and being surrounded by happy family and abundance in all forms, and maybe because you can't really see this, you tend to sabotage maybe anything. I mean, like, we end up sometimes sabotaging our relationship because we believe somehow that it's unattainable, what I really wish for. It's something that's, again, idealized. It's somewhere out there in a fantasy world. So if I don't think I can attain this, then why even try? Why even go ahead and put myself out there? Does that make sense to you? Does this make any sense, by the way? It's just like trying to sort out my words here. The message that comes through is that make an effort to look. Honestly, look. If there's a part of you that truly believes that it's not possible to have the life that would fulfill you. Is there like limiting belief, and we're getting there? And that's the focus, right? That's your focus. Is there a limiting belief that you've probably internalized from your past, from your early childhood, from your family model, from everything, your cultural background, your hometown, your extended family? Is there a limiting belief there that the happiness doesn't exist? Like we can't be happy, we can't be fulfilled. Life is misery. Life is hard, and it's supposed to be hard, and we're supposed to suffer, and this is it. Pointlessness, feeling powerless and unable to change how I perceive my circumstances. Does that make sense? It's the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords feels it's all about powerlessness. It's all about like feeling like I can't. There's nothing I can do to free myself, right? Like this person here, she's like tied up, she's blindfolded, she's like left out somewhere in the middle of nowhere. Well, there's the city there, the citadel over there, but she's like out in the swamps, And the thing is that she's really being incarcerated here by her own mind, really, because if she were to start sensing into the situation, into the ground, into her body, she will sense that actually the binds are loose, that she can easily free herself, either by herself, either using some of these swords around her. And yeah, I think it's an indication that look at what is it in your belief system that holds you here. It's of the mind, it's energy of the mind. You may feel powerless, but that's because it's a self-imposed prison, in a sense. An internalized belief that comes from, most likely, as I said, from your family. Maybe you were raised being told that you're good for nothing, that you're not smart enough, or that you're not pretty enough, or that you're annoying, or that you talk too much. Anything, What is it that you've internalized that you think that you can't escape that, and it somehow defines you, and it defines the inability for you to enjoy life and go for your dreams. Yeah, I think that's what you're being urged to do right now. You have Strength and the King of Pentacles as your advice. Strength talks about like really getting in to know your animal side, the impulses that you've been trying to tame maybe, and you've been afraid of sometimes. It's like you see this lady is taming this lion, and it's a balanced relationship. And look, she has this on her head, the infinity sign, and so does the magician. That means like really knowing the magic of the universe, knowing the secrets of the universe, and understanding how things work. It's like higher guidance here, as it's here. So remember that you are guided. Remember that you are not this helpless person that you feel sometimes like being. And it's understandable, like feeling helpless is deeply rooted in our psyche, because as we come into this world, we are pretty helpless, and we really depend on our caretakers. And all caretakers make mistakes of some sort. Some don't give attention, some give too much attention, some criticize too much, some don't develop any type of critical thinking. Of course, there can be more or less balance, but the point is like for you to get outside of your egoic mind and allow yourself to really feel the connection with your higher self, with the guidance of the universe, because it is there, and you have the strength to cope with this. These are both eights, by the way. The Eight of Swords is also like the mind struggles to encompass really all these higher concepts as we awaken to our spirituality, as we awaken to what's the model of the universe, which is definitely not the one that we've been taught at school or by not even religion does it really teach it, like how important it is to stay within with ourselves, to stay with our hearts, to connect to from a place of love and not from a place of fear and isolation, you know. And the King of Pentacles also, like, it's abundant. He's super abundant. He's super yeah, he knows how to take care of himself, and he knows how to take care of others. He's a builder, he's a creator, and it's very physical. It's in this reality that the one that he can touch and feel. Hold on to what you can touch and feel, knowing that you made that happen, that it is within your strength, within your power, and connect to the wilder side of yourself as well, and welcome it home. Do not cut it off thinking that, you know, okay, if that part of me was rejected in early childhood, that must be bad. No, bring it home. Allow actually the limiting belief, allow it to let it go, but welcome yourself home. Welcome the parts of yourself that you kept at bay and that you are afraid to show, that you're afraid to embrace. Bring them out. And we have the Five of Pentacles of the Knight of Swords as your direction, really, as your future energy. Five of Pentacles really talks about feeling truly isolated, feeling like you don't belong, feeling like you've been betrayed by all the institutions maybe, or the whatever was supposed to support you didn't. And it may be so, you know, we go through such experiences every once in a while, and it's shit. It feels like shit, it's horrible. I don't promote the law of attraction of, okay, so if you hold this energy, then you attract this type of experiences. It's not that simple, you know. People, for example, that had been in Auschwitz, they haven't done anything wrong, or they didn't particularly hold a certain energy, so they end up with that end, you know. And not just like that case of the Holocaust, but there have been so many other like mass murders and Holocaust. So I don't really believe in that, but I do believe that we can learn from our experience. Whenever I feel isolated and left out in the cold, I need to look at what part of me am I rejecting and not allowing in. Because when we're looking to connect outside of ourselves, so when we're looking to when we're being triggered outside of ourselves, when we're feeling we have all these feelings of abandonment and rejection, it's usually because what we're looking that connection outside of ourselves and approval outside of ourselves and enabling and acceptance and so on. It's because we are looking to love and accept ourselves. And I would say with the Knight of Swords here, see, like, the Knight actually goes towards these guys and he comes and communicates, like, find those parts of you that feel isolated and disconnected and have a talk with them from your higher self, from your higher mind, you know, from knowing that you're guided and connected here, knowing that you have the strength. And tell yourself you're not alone. Tell yourself. But really go within. Do this more of a like meditation practice. Go within your body. Really feel in your body. See, this lady is all dressed in red here. Connect to the parts of you that you may be afraid to look at. Allow your inner child to come out. Connect to all this stuff. Can look for maybe some support in this with maybe a therapist or a coach or something, a healer of some sort. And well, practitioner of whatever. My point is that You need to get in touch with these parts of yourself and let them know from a place of full empowerment and full autonomy that they are not alone. Whenever you see the thoughts coming out, don't judge them. They come up for a reason. Something did happen in your past. Don't feel like, oh, I shouldn't think like this. Oh my God, I'm attracting uh, all these bad experiences because I'm thinking like this. That's not how it works. We need to accept. We need to look at everything that comes into our awareness with loving kindness from your heart. Allow to yourself to be truly welcoming to whatever shows up. Otherwise, the parts of us won't show up. They will hide. They will stay hidden into our subconscious, and we're gonna keep being driven from there and not really be able to heal. So have a real honest talk and communicate and make peace, really. Make peace with the parts of you that you had to leave behind and work with integrating them back into your whole being. Okay, I'm gonna pull out a Rumi card. Arise. Yes. It's time for you to arise. It's time for you to, this place here, you kept doing it and it's fine. It's perfectly fine to shed a skin after another. But you can't stay there. You need to still arise from there. I'm just going to read a little bit about this Arise card from, so this is a Rumi Oracle, right, from Alana Fairchild. It's number 13. Of course, it's a very long read. Okay, so it says, the poem from Rumi, this beautiful card, says, wings of hope languish from lack of use. When wings dissipate and weaken, life begins to lose its value. Every cell in your body is created to rise to challenges. Your life is meant to confront everything that holds you captive. Don't sit at the bottom of the well, not caring about salvation. Listen to the voice within calling to you. Reach for eminence beyond your own maturity. And I'm just going to go straight to the guidance because we don't really have much time. Well, I don't really have much time right now. Sorry. There's more to read, and sometimes it's good to read longer through this because it's very usually encompassing the whole reading. But yeah, let's go there. This oracle comes with a message for you. Arise. You have been downtrodden for long enough now. Yes. Perhaps you have been feeling defeated, put upon. Look, this guy is like really defeated there. Put upon, underestimated, or walked over in mind, body, or spirit by others or your own doubts and fears. Enough now. You are liberated through the hope in your heart. Yes. The defined optimism that buoys your spirit and demands that you shall have your dawn. You shall rise like the sun and begin anew now. Step up. It is your time. It definitely is your time. I'm quite sure that you've got this, Sagittarius. Your optimist side will show up again, and you'll definitely be able to show more of yourself. And I'm grateful for that because I love to see more of all of you. And yeah, you got this, Sagittarius. I hope this makes sense to you. If it does, please like, share, and subscribe. It really helps my channel to grow. And if you really benefit from these messages, it will help other people benefit as well from them. And yeah, again, happy birthday. And don't worry too much. These are very well supported energy. You have the sun right here in your theme of the lovers, so you're well, you're doing well. You're gonna be okay. All right, have a great December, Sagittarius, and again, happy birthday.